who are you going to captain? Like, are you going to save some money with Landeskog maybe for a repeat performance in Game 1, or do we want to pay up here for McKinnon or possibly someone in the crease? Paul?
I'm leaning on the numbers that you led off the segment with, Emerson. I'm looking for Tampa to make this a series. If they lose tomorrow night, you're right. It's I think it's a 90% chance Colorado's going to win this set, and that's a turn for me that I don't want to see. I want to see this be a long, competitive series. And we, on the panel the other day on Game 1, we were all on Kucherov. He, other than one great play, was not quite as noticeable as he has been for much of these playoffs. I expect that to change. I expect Tampa to have a much better effort. They only lost by an overtime goal, and I didn't think they played very well at all. So the upside for them is huge, and I think Kucherov's going to be a big part of that.
Pete, McKinnon's going to cost you the most. He's 16-2. You brave enough stuffing that large salary in your lineup?
I'm definitely getting him into my mock lineup because of his shot volume alone, regardless of even if the Lightning bounce back. But as far as captain, I'm going with the hot hand here, Ondrej Palat for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't think many people in the grand scheme of things realize how productive this guy has been among the NHL's elite this postseason. He's got goals in 6 of his past 8 games. He's second in even strength goals this postseason behind Evander Kane, who's no longer playing in the playoffs because the Oilers got bounced. And then Palat is third in even strength points behind only McDavid and Draisaitl. So that's really high praise. I know those guys are eliminated too, but Palat is doing this all at even strength. It's been incredible how consistent he's been lately. So I'm banking on him for a big performance, and he brings that exposure to Kucherov as always.
Jeff, who are you banking on for a big performance? One big enough to pay up 1.5 times the salary for it, Captain.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go against these guys and
Nice.
suggest that, I think that the Avalanche probably had a lot of pressure on them in Game 1. They were nervous. They were a little bit rusty, and they still won the game after blowing a 2-goal lead. I think you see perhaps a multiple goal win by the Avalanche. And I like going back to their first line. I think that going with the value with Valeri Nichushkin is smart. I mean, like, this guy, it's a coming out party for him these playoffs. What a great all-around player. What a great pickup he's been for Colorado. Just a really good depth player, now just slotted in alongside Nathan McKinnon. That first line for Colorado was all over Tampa Bay in Game 1. I don't see a reason why it won't be the same. Nichushkin, 6 shots on net and a couple points in Game 1. I think at 10-2, you can roster him. And I think the other contrarian move to go with Colorado is perhaps look at Darcy Kemper. Again, didn't have the greatest Game 1, but he snuck through with the win. The rust is a little bit off now. The pressure's a little bit off because they've taken that Game 1. Don't be shocked if Kemper, gets on a streak here, because he's a little bit of an underrated goalie. Everyone likes to talk about the advantage that Tampa has in net. He has gone through really hot stretches, so I don't mind being contrarian. Again, we're talking about a big field tournament here. I think going a little bit contrarian with Kemper makes sense.